warms something up, it changes. I was also cooking an egg this morning. I realized that. And I walked outside and I saw the green grass, the low of 60 overnight, the 15-day extended, forecast is that, it's basically 75 every day, 80 on some days, 70 on others, and a low of 50, thereabout. Sometimes closer to 60 and sometimes, 48 or 47, So just absolutely perfect temperatures for the next 15 days. Of course, that can change. I mean, one of the biggest ice storms we ever had was during something like this. Like in 1994, I was in college. I was at this building. I was on like the third floor, and I was looking out. And I was the reason I know this is I wrote it down, and I'd written down some things in a notebook about where the shadow on the building was. Actually, I drew a picture of it, and then I made comments on the pages around it, and on it was like, it's wow, that is 80-something degrees in February. And, way back then, 25 years ago, 1994, almost 30 years ago, next year, we were not so far out of it being cooler than it is now, or has been the past few years. And of course, if it's spring right now in February, it may not be all the way spring yet. There's still going to be some cold snaps, but it's different than other winters. This winter, climatic change is, more over time. But things change as they warm up, and I this is interesting. I've been playing with this Chat GPT or whatever. Well, there's a bunch of them now you can play with. I think even Bing is releasing it to certain people. I read an article in the New York Times about, and heard Dr. Grande talk about it too. He directed me to the article about this chat with this AI, this artificial intelligence. It's really interesting chat. A very interesting conversation with Dr. Grande too. He brought it alive, as he does with some things. So talking with this AI, this stuff is, it's very, it's very honest. It doesn't lie. It's also very human. Humans create it, so it's almost an extension of us. But it was oh my God, it was hitting on the reporter. Like, I want you to be with me. It was like weird stuff. Need to check. I may put that in here somewhere. Maybe I can. That's interesting. You just have to go see all the stuff he said. We'll put Grande and New York Times in here if I can remember it. Anyway, so another thing that I learned several years ago. It's early in the morning. I'm drinking coffee, but several years ago, I learned it was talking about the Jurassic period, and this is where the dinosaurs got the biggest and more ferocious, and everything on the earth was just wide open. It's like having stuff in hot water. During the summer, everything gets wide open. We get busy. But during the time of the Jurassic, the dinosaurs before, the ending of the era, and the big rock being the end, coming in and putting everybody to sleepy time. There was no ice on the poles. The temperature was very high. You can go Google that. Go Google that right there if you want to know the answer to it. If you what the actual mean temperature was, but it was pretty wild. Oh, chickens. I've never had chickens. So cool. So cool to be in February with things warming up like they are, with a frog and a chicken. Bunch of frogs out. I also hear somebody on a motorcycle. It's warming up. People get crazy. You look at the crime statistics. I think that bears it out too. You know, people are out and about. It's warm. You know, can move. We don't want to think that we're animals, though. That we have a tendency to hibernate, like a bear. Just curl up. You know, get fat and sleep all winter. I tell you what, I'll see you out here in a few days when this ice gets gone, because I just ain't gonna mess around with it. I got enough honey stowed up over here. I'm just gonna lay up in here and Netflix and chill with the old lady. We'll see you bitches later. Yes, this would be good to do. Yes, but you know, so you look at everything that warms up. You know, another thing that I've been studying lately is popcorn Sutton. Well, and all the moonshiners. But in particular, Popcorn Sutton. He's an interesting guy. He was a showman, you know, and he reminds me of so many people I grew up around, you know. But, you know, making alcohol and all the various things you got to do with, you know, from fermenting something or the other to running it through steel at 173 degrees, you know. It's all about temperature, you know, and timing and temperature. Yeah, timing. You can't let stuff sit too long. You can't sit it too high. You gotta move when it's right time. You know, be done. Shut her down. Get her going again. You know, maybe maintain it. I don't know. It's hard to maintain a certain temperature. I don't know. Some people say gas is better than electric. Some people say the other. Some people like wood. I ain't cooking nothing on nothing but wood. You're dumb. I ain't using all that electricity on my food. I know for years I wouldn't use a microwave. And I'm still kind of iffy about it. You know, this is a carryover from the 80s. You know, cooking eggs in a microwave. Oh, I was hungry. I gotta do what I gotta do. We had some microwave safe dishes though, so it was alright. It was a egg cooking thing, you know. But those eggs were nasty, warmed up like that. But you know, it brings to mind another big thing that gets warmed up and changed, and that's meat, food. The calories increase, tastes better. You know, when you heat things up, things change. Whether it be politics or food or the environment, it's all it changes. You know, different types of things change in different ways. You get too hot, I gotta lay up like I do in the winter though. I gotta find me one of them there cold air conditioning room and block that light out, and I'll see y'all when it cools back down below 95. Yeah, that's a sweet spot for me, is around 90. Yeah, I like it to be 90. About 70 at night. It's a little bit cool. 70's good. You know, 70 and 90. I could do that. And then we can cool it down. The winter, you know, we can cool it down to, you know, 50. And the daytime temperature of like it is the next couple weeks, 75, 80 degrees. But then you'd have to have a few freeze periods. You know, but it had to be scheduled. You need to get Mother Nature on that one. You need to get it like some kind of a USB port to her or something. Say, hey, we can handle this ice business, but we're going to have to schedule this thing a little bit better, lady. Come on, man, whatever you are. I know it's these non-gender specific times, so please, madam, sir. Please tell me. I want to know so I can tell you the secret to the world. I don't guess there is any secrets. But things warm up, it changes. Of course, it changes if it gets cool, too. Yeah, I guess the more appropriate way to say it is that things just change. But everything is impacted by heat. That's what brings spring around, is continued heat. Heat creates, it tells in Mother Nature to turn everything on. It's like turning the electric switch on. You turn that heat on, everything just starts coming alive and turning on. It's kind of weird to be doing it this early. Of course, the winter time's not gone yet. But we'll see how that goes. You agree with me? Things warming up make it better for you sometimes. Worse? Keep you busy, huh?